It is March 18th, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday, a marvelous Wednesday, I just used a different word that started with a W, Wednesday, but it's nice outside. It's sunny in Toronto, so I can't be upset. It's still, the snow came back, and it's still here, and that kind of upsets me, but we're here, and we're going to do the show, and Jeremy Lambert is here, as he is every day, as we are every day. SP3 Tuesday, Thursday, me every other day, except for the weekends. We don't do weekends. So we're a Monday to Friday show. How about that? Weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're live. Sometimes a little later. Sometimes my cameras break. Sometimes things happen. I'm sorry. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing?
I'm here, Joel.
You too, huh? Did you not sleep last night?
No, I slept okay, there's just just stuff happening.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got nothing else.
Okay.
We started a little late today because it was my fault, my mistake, but it happened.
Joel's fault. Everything's Joel's fault.
Yeah, I get it. We started a little late because my camera decided to pop off because my computer loves to do this thing where my capture box stops working when you plug something else into your computer. So I found an old hard drive that I wanted to look at and discover, and I plugged it in yesterday. And of course, because I plugged that in, it decided to say, oh, everything else in your computer is now messed up. So I had to reboot my computer to get everything back on track. And we're good. Whenever they say turn it off, turn it on again, it's true. That's what happens. That's how it should go. So we're late. And we might have a guest at 11. They have not confirmed whether or not they will be here, but we might have a guest. They may have forgotten, or they just may not know what's happening. So we'll see. We'll see if the guest comes. If not, then they can join us at another day because their events are upcoming, but they're not imminent. So we'll get to them when we do. Some Canadian people, Canadian friends.
I don't even know what's going on.
That's fair. I sent you the link. I didn't expect you to keep up on it. It's okay.
I was busy yesterday.
I get it.
Not even like necessarily work stuff. It's been a long week overall. And
Lemon, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. I thought of that one last night when my wife and I were she's like, it's been a long week. I was like, Lemon, it's Tuesday. Like, yeah, it's been a long week, folks,
It has.
It's been a long week. I'm gonna fucking fight Louis. Sorry for cursing 3 minutes into the show. This is in reference.
I saw
this. Was hilarious. Yeah. I don't know why Alex Caruso it was actually a pretty costly play because they ruled it a goaltend, even though he just knocked the ball out of his hands. It wasn't above the rim or going up or anything. Like it was or going down, I should say. Like it hit all ball, but they rolled it a goaltend, and then it was a technical, and then it was an and one on top. Like it was a 4-point play. Like we won, so it didn't matter in the end, but it was a 4-point play. So it ended up being pretty costly, but it was hilarious in real time that Alex Caruso just smacked the ball with his shoe.
I saw the play when you posted it, and I was like, what are we doing? You know
that
what?
Ruled.
Fair play. No, I liked it. Listen, anything that makes basketball more entertaining for me, then I will support it. And that was very entertaining.
It was very funny because I'm watching the game in real time, and like he loses his shoe and he picks it up, and I'm like, he should just he should hit the ball with his shoe. I wonder what would happen. And sure enough, he did, and we found out what would happen. And I doubt he'll be doing that again because it was a pretty costly play overall. But we gave them 4 free points and they still lost. So
Look,
what can you do?
If the Young Bucks can use their shoes and they cover them with various objects to use as a weapon, I think this is totally fine. If what's his name? If Bronson Reed can steal people's shoes and get away with it, then that should absolutely be okay. And you know what? There's a man that I would never want to steal shoes from, but he always comes around. I've seen your shoes. I know that they're uncomfortable.
Hold on. Hold on.
For us?
This is what I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Those alligators.
Yeah. Andrew
Those are mine today. Yes, sir.
Zane. Nice eyebrows.
You want to hear something
How are
weird?
you?
Want to hear something weird?
Always.
I was thinking about you this morning.
I think about you every morning.
Is that weird, or is that just like, normal?
Well, I almost texted him to say like, hey, you want to drop by the show? Because I don't know. It's not like we had anything specific to talk about. I was just like, you want to drop by? I didn't even do it because I guess I just knew fate was going to bring us to the show together.
It worked out. It's kismet. It worked out. Well, I've been texting you. I mean, did you see? Aren't I a good booker? Joel got privy to some stuff.
Yeah,
I don't get privy to anything.
This was one you could have done without. Now my camera's jobbing on me again.
I broke them.
I'm gonna need Zeri to stay on the show while Joel has to reboot his computer.
I text Joel some terrible, heinous things throughout the week.
That is true.
Every week.
Who's calling?
Is that me or you? Who's calling?
That's not me.
What is this? This is the worst.
It's apparently Joel. Who's calling you, Joel?
Who's calling you?
There's been a spam caller trying to contact me for at least a week, and I refuse to pick it up.
Oh, you should just pick it up and say hi.
That won't be happening today, brother.
Okay.
Let me get this sorted out.
All right, what are you texting here, Joel? Or sorry, Zarian? Like what kind of stuff are you saying?
I was in charge of a St. Patrick's Day event, and I did it in the only way I can. I booked it like if it's Vince Russo booking Raw in 1998.
I respect this. I want to know these things. This is right up my alley. Joel doesn't appreciate this kind of stuff. I do.
Do you know how difficult it is to find little people that are willing to dress up like the IRA and pretend to shoot the people with Nerf guns? You know how difficult that is to book?
I mean, if you pay
them a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. Not difficult if you can pay them a lot of money.
Yeah. If you have money, like most things aren't difficult in life, it seems.
The things he sends me, the things I saw. Seriously? The camera once again jobs
Joel, your camera hates you.
It's the capture card. It's the box I use.
He plugged in he plugged in his porno hard drive and it corrupted his capture card. That's what I got from this.
It was old screens.
Joel has problems with his box, is what I keep hearing about.
Yeah, that's a really difficult thing, especially for Joel. I don't know how he's going to solve that problem.
It's new lubrication, let me tell you. God dang it! I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go fix this shit. BRB.
Sounds terrible. And enjoy whatever you're doing there, Joel. So, how was your St. Patrick's Day, Zarian?
I did nothing yesterday. I worked from home all day yesterday. We have a big parade in my town on the 28th, which is going to be a busy day for me.
Why the 28th? You just
we get like the real. We get like the real, like I think we get the Emerald Society here to come and do our parade in my town. So it's like a big, it's actually, my whole town is like traditionally Irish, like generationally Irish, probably going back to like early 1800s.
Okay.
So we have a very big Irish, every house is Irish. Every house has a bottle of Jameson. You got to have your whiskey. You got to have your Irish whiskey in every house in this town. So we have a huge one. I mean, it's like a big deal. It's like known.
Do you drink the proper 12? Have you ever had that?
I have had proper 12. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I never had it.
It's not bad. It's I wouldn't say it's bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you don't drink whiskey, then it tastes like all of them.
See, I only drink alcohol endorsed by wrestlers, not MMA fighters.
So you're drinking Cody's vodka, right?
That's what I have every Friday. I have the Wheatley. I've gone through the Mana. I've had both of the Mana, the gold and the Blanco, should say. And I think that what other like wrestler alcohol is there?
So Dwayne has the tequila, which is not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Hogan had the terrible beer.
I'm not doing that.
It's still
Did you try it? It was not good. I wanted it to be good. Listen, I grew up in a Budweiser house. Coors Classic and a Bud OG. No Bud Light, no Coors Light, Bud Heavy. So for me, I was like, oh, I kind of wanted that, like if that's what it is, it'll be good. It's not good.
I can't do beer, like, period. I don't remember the last time I had like a beer. Just
big IPA guy in like the 2010s, and then
I can't.
30 something hit, and all of a sudden I couldn't drink beer anymore.
Yeah, I can't. Even in my like 20s and stuff in college, I wasn't doing beer. I'd have to do some type of liquor, or I did a little bit of wine in college. It makes it sound like it's a drug. I
like wine. I'm a wine guy. I'm a wine guy, big time wine guy.
The Bellas have wine. You can do the Bellas wine.
Undertaker had something. Didn't he have wine too?
Yeah, he had some shit like that. The thing is like I just do like I don't drink in my free time or anything. I have a bottle of Love Is wine, the Love Is Blind branded wine.
Oh my god!
It was like $10, so I'm sure it's fantastic.
It
literally unopened.
Celebrity, like lower end celebrity liquor, right? I'm not talking about like, whoever owns a piece of Cristal or whoever owns a piece of whatever, but like, it's never great. I had one of the housewives of New Jersey. I think it was one of the housewives of New Jersey. She had a wine line and she gave it to me. It was terrible. It was not good.
That sounds bad.
Oh, you know who had a good wine? You know who had a great wine? And I'm not even joking. Savannah Sampson.
Okay.
I think she still has her wine. Savannah Sampson had a great wine. You know who else had a great wine? Lisa Ann had a great wine.
Oh yeah, I've heard that from you before.
Yeah, I had it with Lisa. It was great.
Well, they've had a lot of other things in their mouths, so that's why the wine doesn't taste so bad.
Well,
the mouth of a sommelier.
Well, I'm drinking the wine too. So
okay.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They know the difference between a good taste and a bad taste. So
yeah, they know. Of course they do. Sense. Of course they do. They're connoisseurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Skinny Girl's actually fantastic. It wasn't Bethany. I'm not going to rag on Bethany. I actually like her.
I see, but like the only time I drink is literally on this show, and I can't like throw back a glass of wine on this show.
What do you drink on the show?
Oh, I drink the Rocks tequila, and then I drink the Cody's.
Like right now at 10:30? At 10:30?
No, 12 every Friday. Watch the product.
Good for you.
Yeah, watch the product every Friday.
Fridays I don't catch it.
At 12, I take a shot of those drinks. So I can't take a shot of like wine or a shot of beer, and then I'd throw the rest out. It'd just be wasteful.
We used to do those Mad Men After Darks, and it would be like we would have to call it when whatever we were doing kicked in properly.
I'm pretty sure all the Twitch streams when we do those at like midnight, I was definitely on something during those.
You gotta be.
The gaming streams, especially when I still lived in North Carolina, the in between time, when I lived in North Carolina, oh yeah, I was high 24/7 during those streams.
So that's what a lot of those streams are, by the way. I found those streams. It's Fightful Gaming streams and Impact watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And then my old like personal Twitch streams. That's what's on this hard drive that's like causing.
Oh, you should burn those. Those will be used against you in court of law one day.
So some of like I happened to come across the Impact live stream that Jensen and I did when Kenny was champion. And like we're watching the press conference going into Hard to Kill, and we're just like, this is so weird. Tony Khan and Jerry Lynn with Scott D'Amore.
Oh my god,
Jensen! I'm pretty sure Jensen was high on those as well, which that's his state of mind.
Yeah,
Anyway, but there's the one stream where SP3 says a word that none of us can say, and SP3 doesn't say this word often, but he said it on this stream, and Jensen's like, I respect that. Like, I can't say it, but I respect that. Like, I don't know if like Jensen was like uncomfortable or whatever, but he was hilarious because I don't know if he'd like ever heard SP3 like say it or anything because SP3 does not say that. So Jensen was just like, wow, like, man, I respect that. It was so funny.
Louis asked, like, do I have the SRS Ask Me video? So I don't, but I have a bunch of random like BTE clips, like just like 3-second drops, and I'm like, what? Why did I have these from 2021?
Are you one of those people too? I call those people collectors. I was once a collector. I collect clips that I like and I save it into a folder.
Yeah, I did that for a time, but like this,
I'm like, what am I? I'm like, it's not 2001 anymore. I don't need to hold on to these things.
So it's like, who was it? It was Mance Warner tweeted out yesterday. I hope everyone listened to Glass Shatters by Disturbed at least twice yesterday. And that brought me back to like when I was a theme hunter, when I was like in the late 90s and the 2000s, when I wanted all the themes and everyone wanted, super high quality and all this. And that Disturbed theme was not released. And nobody could find it in a better quality than just piecing it together from various shows to make it sound as good as you could. Until one day someone's like, dudes, I have access to the master because I work at a radio station or I worked at a record company, and it was like the biggest thing ever.
So this is like 2001.
Yeah, it's 2001.
Yeah,
only someone was able to get the like CD quality rip of the master version of that song, and like we were all over the moon. And then WWE released it like a year later, but we were like, yeah, we already got this.
It took them that long to release that song.
Yeah,
I guess where would they release it? Right? Where would it be?
Well, they still have
nowhere.
Like, Music Volume 4 and all that stuff.
Yeah, but you have to wait for that to come. Volume 3 and Volume 4 were fantastic.
Those were the best. Yeah, easily.
I remember when Jericho came out, right? And immediately the first thing on all the message boards was, where can I find the theme? Who has it isolated? So people would isolate the crowd noise out as much as they could back then,
Yeah, it was crazy.
You had to do it manually. And then they would like piece it together.
Yep.
That was the same thing with The Undertaker when he came out to American Badass or Rollin' for the first time. Yeah, like I remember I had like the crowd noise version because Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock are cool back then. Limp Bizkit still rules.
So cool.
Kid Rock.
I remember I was, because you found this stuff on like Kazaa or Morpheus,
Bear
right?
Share,
Bear Share, whatever it was. I'm dating.
LimeWire.
I think I'm a little older than both of you, right? I'm a few years.
Yeah, a couple years.
All right, I'm turning 42.
Yeah, you're old.
Fuck. Hey, dude.
He's gonna punch you. You can't say that.
No. Why do you think I inject myself with all these peptides?
When's he gonna see me? Is he gonna come to Vancouver? No. Is he gonna come?
Dude, I'm going for my Botox soon. I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, see you then.
I want to look like a cat. Like this. This is what I want to be.
Well, you still have nice eyebrows. That's all Jeremy cares about.
Yeah, that's all I care
Well,
about.
these are stick-ons, dude. These are stick-ons. I'd take them all off.
How dare you? Do not ruin the mystery.
I have alopecia areata. There's not a follicle on my entire body. This just Velcros right off. That would be the greatest scam.
No, I might have to like ban you from the show if that became true. Like it would just ruin everything that I think is true. And
it's all been a work. I went to a medium on Saturday.
Oh boy. Oh boy, please share.
I went to a medium. So my wife went to this it's a Long Island medium, not the Long Island medium. It is a Long Island medium. My wife went to this woman.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What was the Long Island Teresa something?
Teresa something. Yeah, I didn't go to Teresa. I think her name was like Carrie. This one.
She used to like tour. Maybe she still does. I don't know. But yeah, she would tour, and my ex like went to that, and I was like, "You are fucking stupid to go to this thing."
So, dude,
she's like, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "No, absolutely not." So she went with her mom because I refused to go.
My wife and her best friend went together. Okay, and like I'm big on. I want to know how you do it, right? Like I want to learn the sleight of hand. I need to learn it. I think that's kind of why I got into wrestling to the level I did, because I wanted to know how they do this so well. So my wife went, and a lot of her reading, like everything is like kind of like, well, do you have like an Annette in your family? It's like one of those.
Yeah.
But when it came to me, she was so specific. Like, I'll give you the one that rattled me at first, and then I had to do some thinking, and then I was like, okay, what's going on? I don't know. Joel may know this, but there was a guy that I worked with named Chris Tobin. Chris was I think he was either the president or vice president of CBS Broadcasting, His office was next door to Mel Karmazin of of Viacom. He was like CEO of Infinity and Viacom.
Yeah.
So he was like a big deal in broadcasting. I met him a couple of years ago. He did a show on this tech network called Twit TV. We picked the show up, him and this guy Kirk and a couple other people. And Chris was the salt of the earth, the sweetest, kindest man you'll ever meet. Great engineer, taught me everything. Like everything I know about broadcasting comes from that man. He taught me everything. We would drink together all the time. We'd have martinis together all the time. Like we became really close friends. This man died. Heart attack, shoveling snow during the pandemic. Devastated me. This woman picked up on this to my wife. And was like, I'm seeing there's a man, a gentleman, probably like very handsome guy, full head of hair, in his 50s, and he's holding his heart, and he wants me to tell your husband that he didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him. This man, I mean, that's literally what happened. Like he had a heart attack. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him. We were supposed to get drinks the night before, and he's saying that I see something with olives. He's having a drink. He's having a martini.
Guy. Yeah.
That was our drink. So how does this woman know? Well, I eulogized him when he died, and I said, this martini's for you. We would have martinis all the time. It's my social post. This woman brought up everything from my social post.
Yep.
So she just read your social post.
She did her homework. So I was like, now I need to go. So we went together. And she did it again. She was spot on. Except for one thing that I don't know how she would have known. She goes, your grandfather's very proud of the pin that you just bought. Okay. So she was great, actually. Very impressive. Like if I was a believer of this, I would have been 100% believing it. The only thing that threw me off when I went with her, because everything else was like kind of like, oh, is there a guy with an R name? Is there a this? Is there, like they're fishing. The only thing he goes, your grandfather wants to say he's very proud of you for the pin that you got. And I'm like, how would she know this? I just ordered this pin. How would she know that? It's the lion. Pen? It's the lion in the sun. It's the lion in the sun. It's the pro, Iranian regime change symbol.
Okay.
How would this woman know that? Is she in my Amazon?
Probably.
No, she probably went on your socials and saw the picture of the Shah.
That's exactly what she did. She went on my socials and she saw that I'm pretty, vocal about this stuff when it comes to that. And she has done my social. With my wife, there was nothing specific. With mine, it's like, oh yeah, your dead friend Chris. He's speaking to me. And your grandfather's also speaking, because I have pictures of my grandfather on there too. Your grandfather, what a handsome guy. He was a big bodybuilder, huh? Like...
So what's the difference between her and HR? I guess she's not giving you a job.
She's not giving me a job, yeah. But she'd be great at it. Should be hired as an HR person. I was so, you know what? I needed to see how she does it, and I figured it out, and I looked at her at the end, and I go, I'm very impressed.
She does research. Good for her.
Yeah.
I want to start booking her. I'm like, how can I make money with you on this? You're great at this.
Get in on the hustle.
Yeah.
Get in on the hustle. Yeah.
I'm going to hire her to do research for my interviews.
Yeah, I think you should.
It's $20. Make me sound good.
Have Deanna Parazzo on. The next time, she'll tell her things about her life.
Yeah, Deanna's too busy asking us for her award, her Vifle award.
Yeah, why haven't you sent it yet?
I don't know. I told her if she came to Vancouver, I'd give her a fork I stole from the hotel.
Can I tell you something? I've never met her, okay? I've never met Deanna, but I've always gotten such positive vibes, if that's the right term. Like, I always get a good always have had, like, positive vibes towards her.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Very affable. Very nice.
Yeah, she's great. Very likable. Very likable.
And then she's married to her husband. And I guess opposites attract.
I don't know anything about her husband.
I
know
nothing.
He sucks.
Honestly, he's much nicer as you get to know him.
He's the worst.
He's the worst. He fucking sucks. I don't know him at all.
Does he suck, or is he nice?
He's fine.
Okay, good.
He's awful.
Okay. All right, he's the worst. He's awful. He's great. He's nice. He's awful. That's what everybody says about me. When people meet me, they don't know. I don't know. People got a weird idea about me too. So.
Oh, it's mostly because you talk about wrestling, therefore you must be the worst.
Yeah, fair.
I can talk about wrestling, not happily anymore though.
Yeah.
It's getting harder. It's getting harder to talk about this happily.
Brother,
who could possibly want to talk about this happily?
Yesterday was a banner day for dorks and losers.
For
wrestling fans.
For
oh no, I was in my own bubble.
Everybody.
Did something happen yesterday?
Well, I mean, so there was the front office sports WWE deal.
Okay, I saw that. Yeah.
There was that kind of spun off into the why is the wrestling media not covering the Ricochet tweet from 2 days ago, where he told a fan, "I'm glad you got MS."
Oh, that's a little aggressive.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it on our show, and it was wrestling media doesn't get it. They, meanwhile, we're explaining why this front office sports WWE deal is not good for media literacy or any form of like unbiased media, and they're just like, "LOL, guy in Fightful with his name is saying it." I'm like, all right, man, I'm just gonna hide and block this reply.
So wait, I didn't. Maybe I missed it. Maybe what is that story exactly?
Their front office sports and WWE are working together to create content.
Okay.
And front office sports also were the ones that, Brandon Thurston, when he dropped the story, also dropped the fact that him and John Pollock worked together with front office sports to release the story about the Janelle Grant lawsuit as it was coming, or the NDA.
Is it an aggregator, front office sports?
No, they were a legitimate like sports business reporting site.
Okay.
And they cover stuff with various outlets. They for various leagues. So they do stuff with MLB and the NFL and the NHL and all that stuff. And they cover business. They cover the business.
Okay.
And for a long time, they've been really good. And then suddenly there was this like WWE deal. And it's like, all right, sure. WWE making a deal to get more eyes on how much money you, the fan, paid for their business. And I don't know what to expect.
Got it. It's a funny media shifting, my friends. Everything is different.
It's not great.
Nah.
Everything is different. There's a multitude of things. One, media literacy is terrible, and that's I know it's used at times as like a political like attack on people, but as a whole, it is really, really bad, and it's always been bad because it's all headline and catchy topics. You see it on Twitter, you see it on everywhere. It's abysmal. But that's just people. I've lost hope. I've lost hope in everybody. Most people are dumb. I'm sorry.
No,
most people are really dumb, and I am all for everybody having a voice, but maybe not on every topic.
I'm not. We should not give people voices.
We should be curtailing the voices.
Yeah. Listen, I got to tell you something, and I was an advocate of hearing every possible type of opinion, right? I want to hear everybody. This new filter that they're putting on X where I don't need to see certain regions, I'm okay with this.
What is I don't even know what
I haven't seen this, and this sounds very much like, oh, you don't want to hear about the U.S. bombing Iran? Let's just
No, that's all I want to hear about, actually. That's all I'm watching. You have to see my father is, I have to separate him. I have you know how like you put like a little divider for like the kids, like a little crib? He's getting too close to the TV.
You pull him back.
I have to pull him back. He's like on a bungee. It's gotten so bad that I no longer tweet. I don't put anything on there because anything I write, there is some ridiculous take from someone that has no clue what they're talking about.
Yes, plenty. I got to experience that one firsthand yesterday.
I only want to hear takes from New York, Chicago. Forget about Los Angeles. They're lost. I'll take Toronto.
You should
only for you.
Include LA. There are some people in LA who might,
Denise. I want to hear Denise's take.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear if Tekla went too hard on Chris Statlander after AEW Revolution? And if
was that a complaint from who?
That was a question from the press conference.
That was a question.
Someone asked Tekla, did you feel remorse after you beat?
Yeah, did you feel bad for beating Chris Statlander. Basically,
like, who asked that? Who asked that question?
I don't even know.
We haven't gone back to find out.
Yeah. I immediately checked out of that press conference at that point.
Well, is it a the press conference, or is it a shoot?
Who knows? It's stupid.
Well, I did that one. Joel, were you at that one that I was at?
No.
You weren't at that one. No. I went. I did it. And I very much appreciate they want me there. I would love to do it again. But I didn't know, I didn't ask a question because it was also the night of the Jericho story.
Oh, was that World's End last year then?
That was World's End 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Right.
And that was like hell on earth to be at that show. That show, people didn't really talk about it, but the oxygen was sucked out of that room. The vibe was off.
Yeah.
Over whatever that Jericho thing was, and Tony answered it 18 times, and everybody kept asking the same question. Yeah, and then Rich he answered it the same way. And then Rich got, publicly hung for asking silly questions.
And that's the thing. It's like, first of all, you don't know, your outlet tells you why you're there. That's why, again, in Toronto and All Out, I was sitting next to local media and they were asking, do you want to run the Rogers Center? When are you coming back? Or what does it mean to run Canada? And it's like, you're just going to get it. You're just going to get those questions. And that's always for those of us who have some sort of foresight as to what these rooms are. You just kind of go in and you ask your question. And that's all you can do. And so Jeremy and I, when we're talking, we text back and forth during the press conference. And
you go to sleep now because you're a coward.
I do now, but I'm talking when I'm there at the actual press.
When you're there,
I will text back and forth. And so last time it was Ricochet, and Ricochet's up there, and Jeremy's like, "Oh, he's in character, so why don't you ask him about the laugh and if it's rip off of Jadakiss?" And because we had just done the interview with Gates of Agony earlier that week, it kind of played into not only our work but also whatever he was presenting up on stage. So for us, it was like, when you know what to expect, it makes it easier, but you do need to know what the minefield looks like before you navigate it. And then Tony's
and it's hard. It's hard because the wrestlers are in character.
Mostly, some of them are
mostly, yeah.
If Tony Storm is there, I can't. I have difficulty navigating to a serious question because we're not in a serious moment.
Yeah,
right.
Why am I ruining her bit?
Right, and then that's the whole thing is that you can either jump on the bit or you can lay out, and that's why I will lay out if I don't have either a good question or a question that I think will get answered adequately given the presentation of the performer. And then and then Tony is Tony. You can ask, but whether or not you get a meaningful answer depends on the framing of your question and the position of the moon and the time of the day.
With that note, I have to go to work.
No, you don't.
Thank you, Zarian.
I know, but I have to. I don't, but I have to go. I don't have to go, but I have to go.
But you gotta go. You gotta do
Zarian's always working.
I'm always working. I'm always hustling, dude. I'm hustling.
One day,
I got a couple more years till I retire. That's my goal. I want to be done.
Good on you. I hope you get there.
Working on it. I'll see you, boys.
Take care of yourself.
Bye, buddy.
Well, that was a good first 30 minutes of our show.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, leave a thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. I shot first. Jeremy didn't even get there, but go ahead and do that. And you can also subscribe to the channel because that's
there we go.
There we go. You're back. You're all washed out by the fireworks. They're gone. That's fine. And you can donate a super chat. Any amount. Get your question or statement read on the air. Teneriza saying a nice Pinot Gris Chardonnay on a hot day is aces. That's true.
A cold Pinot Gris and Chardonnay.
Anyway, on a hot day is aces. Did you know? So the WWE wines don't
know
exist
shit,
anymore.
crybaby.
There. The WWE wines do not exist anymore. Wines that rocked, they were the ones that were putting them out. Now, the brands that they have include Star Trek wines, which include the United Federation of Planets Old Vine Zinfandel and Star Trek First Contact Sauvignon Blanc. Some of these are great. This is my favorite. Klingon Blood Wine. That's a fantastic
Klingon blood wine. That sounds pretty good, actually.
And then there's the Hallmark Channel wines. I did not look at these. Spring Blossom Reserve Chardonnay. Holly, it says Zinfandel. Of course, it's a Christmas season one. Jolly is joy, and Snow Kissed Cabernet Sauvignon, and Jingle, which is also a Cabernet Sauvignon. These are like $14 bottles of wine, so you're not breaking the bank. if you go and get these.
I'm sure they're $14 worth of taste.
Sure, exactly. Elvis Presley wines, Blue Christmas Pinot. Don't want to know what that tastes like.
All right.
The King,
Fair.
Blue Hawaii. The wine is in fact blue, or at least the bottle gives a blue tint. And the Elvis Presley Belt Buckle wine. I don't know what makes it belt buckle wine.
Okay.
It's a rich flavor of blackberries, blackcurrant, and cherry that merge with finely polished tannins for a long, luxurious finish. So it's a red. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay. There you go. But yes, the Undertaker and the Warrior wines no longer exist. They no longer. Dead. Yes, they're dead. Just like, well,
they're going to be buried next to Roman Reigns' father.
Somebody's got to do it. Well, it's okay, Jeremy. You're old. I know you guys talked about it yesterday.
I feel old. And
Phil and I did the post show on Monday, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we spent the first 35
Phil
minutes.
Probably defended CM Punk. A big CM Punk fan.
Yeah, that's right. Big Dick Rider. No, but it was a really good chat. So go check that out. That was the Raw post show for Monday because Sean was doing stuff in Vegas, I guess. Did anyone tell him he's a month early? Went to Mania week a month early. Did anyone tell him this was a bad idea?
Anyway, it's getting the lay of the land.
It's like, could have asked me. I'll tell you what it was like. It wasn't. Circa's a wonderful establishment. It is downtown and it is not on the strip. So get ready to go back and forth, brother. I mean, I think he is. I think he said he's getting a car for this round. And I'm like, good on you, because that was like $300 worth of Ubers, and that was me being economical going back and forth in Ubers for that whole week. That was crazy. Anyway, what else are we going to talk about? Should we talk about the thumbnail, I guess?
No.
All right. Should we talk about the front office sports deal?
No. Let's talk about this fucking Ricochet thing.
Okay, so we kind of alluded to it with Andrew Zarian that Ricochet, after doing his performative crash out on Sunday after the pay-per-view, there was an interaction on social media with him and a user who has since, I think, deleted their account.
And yeah, they definitely went private, but man, maybe they just fully on deleted it.
Regardless, it's that they weren't public after this incident. So I think you have do you have the screen cap, or at least what it was, so that you can read it, or no?
I mean, I know what it was.
Okay, because I know what the reply was. I just don't remember what her reply.
The initial tweet was his acting hasn't improved.
Okay,
it was in reply to the social media video that AEW posted.
Right, thank you. And then he replied, "I'm glad you got MS," because in her profile she has stated that she has MS and she lives with it, and it is a awful disease to have to live with. So that very, very heavily and rightfully so got a lot of pushback from a lot of people on socials. And there was nothing that was done about it from Ricochet's perspective until last night, when he did issue an apology and said, I'll do better moving forward. In fact, he even kind of doubled and tripled down in his own way throughout the days. Yeah. And it got to the point where I think a lot of people were possibly telling him, hey, man, this is bridge too far. Because if there's one thing Ricochet has been very good at, it's being antagonistic on socials in a entertaining way and not in a combative, attacking people personally kind of way. This was one of those times where he definitely, in my opinion, went too far. And he was told in some capacity to clean it up, and he did by issuing that apology. So this is where we're at, and part of the arguments over yesterday were the fact that not a lot of people reported on it or wrote articles about it or did this or did that about it. And I was one of the people who sat on the we don't need to right now before the apology came. I was one of the people who was of the belief that we don't need to add fuel to a fire that was set between him and a fan, and that nothing had really risen from that yet. There had been no there had been no satisfactory conclusion to the story. It was ongoing. And not that you need to wait for it, but wait for an answer. But the idea was, it wasn't between him and another wrestler. It was between him and a civilian. he shouldn't have done it, but I didn't necessarily think it was something that needed analysis, so to speak. Some people were asking for analysis from people, and I'm like, we don't need to do that. But yeah, it turns out it was something that as he got more into it, probably could have been better discussed or at least better reported on. But at the time, I was certainly of the belief, like, we don't need to dive deeper into this. So I'll get your thoughts and where we're at, because we have an apology. That's about it.
So there's a lot. First off, stupid fucking reply. Like, yes. Unnecessary, terrible, just dumb. It's a dumb. I think it's a dumb reply in altogether. I don't see the point in being combative with people online, because I don't think it actually solves anything, because the other person's not going to back down. They're not going to change their opinion. Nothing's going to be resolved out of this. Like, even if they're terrible towards you, and this is easy for me to say, nobody's like really terrible towards me, but I just feel like you're better off to ignore that kind of stuff. So I think any reply like that is just kind of stupid. I think to that specific tweet, it was extremely stupid. All the person said was, hey, you're acting as it. They're criticizing your work as a wrestler, which you might not like that, but you open yourself up to that when you are a performer in that light. You know, people might criticize me as a podcaster. Fine. That's your right. You know, I can respond, get on a headset and blow me dick. That's a Mike Goldberg reference that like one person will understand. But, you know, I'm not going to take it personal on that. Now, if that person had said to him, hey, you suck so bad at this, you should kill yourself, and who knows, and called him a, you know, something racist, and then he gave that reply, do I still think it's good? No. Do I think it's a little bit more worthy? Sure. But I don't feel the combativeness with combativeness is ever very good. So it was a stupid tweet. You should have never sent it, because that person specifically didn't actually like say anything personal towards him. That person, and I'm sure it felt personal of them saying, hey, his acting hasn't improved. I'm sure that feels very personal. But this was not, he mentioned, and this is part of the doubling down, he mentioned how people tell him to kill himself or say nasty things about his wife all the time. Fine, go at them with that kind of reply. Do not go at somebody who is just saying, hey, your acting still isn't very good. There's a level of just response there that was not met. He went way past where it should have been met. Then he apologized. I didn't think the apology was good. It definitely felt like, especially after the doubling down, especially after retweeting stuff about performative outrage, it definitely felt like somebody got in his ear and said, hey, you better do this or else there's going to be far bigger consequences. And so that's why he did it. And then he moved on. I didn't think the apology was very good.
So I'll give context real quick. The doubling down, the tweet that he had sent out was from March 16th. He says, it's so hilarious that the amount of little bitches who has tweeted and wished harm on me and has wished even death, some of the most vile things to me and my wife, people who try to make fun of me every day. Well, sorry, I'm trying to make the words work. But those same little bitches can't take it when I do it back to people. Effing pussies everywhere. And then someone said, you know, you're the most insensitive heel. And he says, I'm not whining, I'm pointing out the hypocrisies, you little pussy. And then the apology that came last night was, I took out my hatred for the IWC on Sandy and inadvertently others who are affected by MS. She didn't deserve it, and for that I sincerely apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better. And some people are going to accept that as an apology and be good enough, and that'll be it, and they'll move on. Other people are going to feel differently, and other people will just kind of leave it and nothing changes. Ricochet deserves to be called out for his actions. He deserves to be called out for the things that he said. To me, it's whether or not it becomes a full discussion on a show like this, or does it become news articles that are written about the interaction? What is the line? because talking about it here on an opinion-based show to me is very different from reporting on it on a website where while we do talk about people who tweet things, they are often in context of either a story or a major happening. And was this a major happening? That is a larger discussion at play.
So here's where I'm at on the news stuff, because obviously I do a lot of the news, and we've always done things a certain way. And look, maybe we need to change how we do things. And I messaged Sean of like, all right, do we need to change how we do things? Because I did what we typically do in this situation, which is if a wrestler says something like that, where it's not going at another wrestler, it's not in context to another wrestler, it's just something stupid, something that shouldn't be said, something idiotic, is that worth reporting on when it's just like their, maybe not even opinion, but their comment on something that in this case was pretty vile and nasty? And like, do you want to amplify that? Is it quote unquote news? And typically we have not done that unless or until there has been some sort of apology and recognition that, hey, yeah, that was pretty stupid. There's been a further explanation, or the company has commented on it. That is what we have done in those situations. Maybe that needs to change. Again, that's a discussion I'm having with Sean of, does that need to change? That's how we've handled things. People get mad about this because they're going to be mad about anything, but they get mad about it in part because Sean has taken a photo with, and look, Sean doesn't deserve any of this, by the way. I'm going to make that very clear. This was not his call not to do it. He wasn't around. He had days off. I didn't want to bother him on his day off of like, hey, should we do this? Like, I'm the one who made the call. You want to come at me? Fine, whatever. No one's going to do that because I'm not the face of any of this. And I don't put myself out there on Twitter because I don't want to deal with this shit that Sean deals with. That's why I tweet the way I do. And if I want to say something, I'll say it on this show. And if people want to actually watch this show to get an explanation on things, then great. And if they don't, unfortunately, they'll continue to go at Sean. But I don't want him to have to deal with this or more that he already has to deal with. So I'm the one who said, like, yeah, just we're going to do what we typically do in this. This is how we've handled everything. This is not just, oh, we didn't do it because it's Ricochet and it's AEW and we like Ricochet, and you know, we've asked questions Ricochet at press conferences. Sean has taken photos with Ricochet, or we're paid by AEW. It has nothing to do with that. When Logan Paul tweeted his dumb shit about the female boxer, we didn't cover that either because he's an idiot who tweets stupid stuff. When Tiffany Stratton posted that video of hitting Jade Cargill with the soundtrack of Black Bitch, we didn't cover that either because she was an idiot who posted a stupid video. You know, we did cover when Logan Paul gave further explanation, when Tiffany Stratton commented on it, when Adrian Hernandez asked her about it. We covered that. We didn't cover Hangman taking a photo with Marty Scurll. We covered his explanation afterwards. We didn't cover Will Ospreay taking a photo with Paul Robinson. We covered Eve's statement afterwards. Should we cover that stuff? Again, that's a discussion that we are having now, and we will try to be better about that moving forward. The thing is, if we cover every dumb fucking thing a wrestler does, our entire website is going to be dumb shit wrestlers do, because that's all they fucking do is dumb stuff. They take a photo with somebody who's been accused of some terrible shit every single day. They tweet dumb shit every single day. If we covered that stuff, which fine, if we have to, we have to. That's going to be our whole website. So I hope everybody's prepared for that, because wrestlers are fucking stupid and they can't get out of their own way on this stuff. And sometimes it has consequences. And if the consequence happens, we cover it. Sometimes they double down. Sometimes they give further explanation. If that happens, sure, we will cover it. If they just tweet one little thing and it's not good, that's just their opinion, man. and they're all stupid, honestly. So look, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want you to finish your take.
Again, we'll have a discussion about this. We'll try to be better moving forward, but people aren't going to be satisfied anyway. It's not going to matter. These people who are mad about this stuff are always going to be mad about this stuff because we all see it every single day. Sean can say one thing, do one thing, and apologize for it or double down. Like it doesn't matter. People are going to continue to attack him. If they're not mad about one thing, they're mad about another thing. Like that's how it goes. Like it's stupid, and people just get mad about everything that anything that they want to be mad about instead of focusing on like what's actually happening. Like they want to use it. Yeah, Matthew say they use tribalism. It's tribalism. It's weaponizing the disease that Ricochet mentioned when like they don't actually care about this person that he's going after. Like, they're just like, oh, let's talk about Ricochet. Let's look, and he should rightfully be called out on this stuff. And he was criticized, chastised, whatever it is about this stuff, as he should have been. Like if you're not mad, or if you're mad about how websites did or didn't cover this, like, okay, you're gonna be mad. If you're not mad about this, you're gonna be mad about something else. And I'm not saying this to throw anybody else under the bus or anything like that. We weren't the only website that didn't cover the initial tweet. Again, should we have? Maybe. It's a discussion we shall have. If we did cover every single thing, that'd be our whole website, which, okay, fine. Maybe that needs to be our whole website. I will say, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit here. If you read the article, I was the only person who did make it very clear he majorly fucked up. He doubled down. He tried to retweet that it was performative outrage, and then he's tweeting Tom Hanks gifs of hi guys, like, hey, anything happening? Ha ha ha, like in a jokey manner. Like I was the only person who mentioned all of that to essentially call out his behavior that, like, dude, you're dumb. It took you this long to delete it. You had a horrible response and a defensive response. You tried to act like nothing happened. You tried to retweet people who are on your side over this, and then you issued an apology. No, fuck that. Like, you were wrong for all of that. And I was the only person who covered it in that manner, while everybody else just like, here was the initial tweet, here was the apology, that's it. And then they moved on. But no one's going to read the actual article. But I at least tried to give it from a balanced perspective of like, here is everything that happened leading up to this. Make your own opinion on this. But yeah, no one cares about that kind of stuff because they don't actually fucking care what we cover and what we don't cover. They want to see what we don't cover or what we do cover and be like, well, why are you covering this? This isn't news. Or why didn't you cover this? This is an outrage. How can you not cover this? You're just going to be fucking mad.
Yeah. And so this is part of the ongoing conversation that you and Sean are going to have. The people who have talked about it. So Brian Alvarez on the forums, he posted about it. He put out a post, and now this is the thing that's going around because everyone wanted everyone's opinion, right? But you're going to get some of the opinions of some of the people who happen to be most prominent in the wrestling world. And Brian Alvarez is one of those people whose opinion is widely listened to. He's got a lot of traction, and he says, quote, if he's crossing his fingers, he's hoping he's still employed by the end of the week. And whether or not that's true, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you put it out there and now people are going to run with it. As is Ricochet going to lose his job as a result of this? And nobody knows that. Brian could be making a joke. Brian could be making just a comment of like how severe this situation was. And like, not to downplay it. Yeah, he said something really, Ricochet said something really fucking stupid and something that I hope he genuinely regrets, or he may have to have somebody make him regret it. I don't know. But I don't think Brian knows either, unless he gives some credible sourcing that he's heard Ricochet's in incredibly hot water for it. To me, if there was incredibly hot water, Ricochet would have gone off socials. He would have locked the account or gone off whatever, deactivated. If there was something seriously serious happening, there would have been some cooldown period, but it doesn't feel that way. And again, this is me giving my opinion. That's what I would have seen. I don't know what to expect. I don't expect him to lose his job personally as an opinion, but I don't think that we need to hear someone's opinion on it to know what the actual situation is. And that's what's most frustrating to me, is when people are saying, why don't you give your analysis? You want our analysis? It was a stupid fucking tweet, and he doubled down, and he didn't apologize until it looked like someone told him apologize. That's the opinion, and it shouldn't have happened. And it doesn't take someone needing to tell you that to feel that way. If you didn't feel that way already, you were already going to feel a certain way about it. And if you're going to weaponize whatever he's saying as a tribalistic bullshit, excuse to make, bad WWE, bad AEW, I don't care. This doesn't need to exist in any form of anyone's conversation moving forward. It should be, he screwed up, and now we're going to move on. And hopefully for his work, there is some sort of repercussion. Whether or not we discover what that is doesn't matter. He needs to understand that there are consequences when you do something as silly and stupid and short-sighted and mean as what he did. I can tell you from my end of things, on my giant what am I going to ask people at AEW Dynasty list, yeah, the tweets are now on there. They're on there for the press conference. Whether or not they get asked before that happens, between now and then, we'll see. And then it'll come off the list. But it's on my list for now, because it's one of those things that's going to hit the news cycle, it's going to make the news cycle, and it's going to disappear from the news cycle. And whether or not people ask about it, well, that'll be up to the people who ask questions to these people, like Tony or Ricochet.
The fact that people get mad if you comment or don't comment, who cares what other people have to say? Why are you mad at Sean or Dave or any of these people? Like, well, you didn't comment on this. So what? Like, they're gonna use it for whatever agenda. They've already made up their mind as to how they feel about you and how you cover things. So whatever you say, it doesn't, like, you could say, hey, I think Ricochet should be suspended. And then be like, well, he should be fired. What do you mean he should be suspended? No, that's not far enough. He should be fired for what he said. They're going to be mad regardless, because they've made up their mind of how they feel about you and how they feel your opinion should be on this thing. So whatever you say or don't say, you're not going to win with any of this stuff. And this is why I don't put an opinion of... I don't put an opinion when it comes to this stuff on Twitter, because it's stupid, and I don't care to open myself up to any of this. And I still do even want to make joke tweets, because people are still stupid about things. Like, none of it's worth it. Absolutely none of it is worth it, because people are just going to be mad, and they're going to be jerks, and they don't actually care. They don't. Like, if this is the stuff they care about, I'm sorry. They gotta find something better. They really gotta find something better. But they don't actually care about this stuff. All they care about is just, rallying cries and shit.
I see someone in the chat saying on a positive note, that's the end of the Ricochet Jack Perry feud. See you in Vancouver.
Now, I don't know what's gonna happen.
No one does.
To Ricochet. Like, again, do I think that he should be off television? Yeah. I mean, he's not tweeted since his apology. He just retweeted one thing. That was it. But, he should be offline. Like, Ricochet was always too online in the first place. Now he got better about channeling it in a fun way, but this was obviously not a fun way. But this is what you open yourself up to when you sometimes are just too online. Like, you might get caught on a bad day and you say some dumb shit that you really don't need to say, and then you get yourself in trouble because of it. So the combat to that is just don't get online.
Well, what's funny is like, yeah, this. I don't think I said anything stupid yesterday, and yet every day you don't want to be the main character. Yet for some reason yesterday, I meanly said, can't explain how awful this is from a media literacy and integrity standpoint about this front office sports deal. Dorks went off, and you're like, they just don't get it.
No, this is the other issue of the tribalism stuff, is people are mad that this tweet from Ricochet wasn't covered, and so everybody is like, oh, their favoritism towards AEW, and this is why AEW won all the awards, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like WWE is literally partnering with outlets on coverage of their stuff. Not only with the front office sports stuff, but if the report from Post is to be believed, they're taking away the ESPN coverage for letter grades because they were unfavorable. So instead of just, having a neutral or unbiased opinion on that because they're partners with ESPN, because ESPN airs their PLEs, they're just deciding, no, we're going to take it away. If you don't have nothing nice to say about our shows, if you can't give us an A on all of our shows, then we don't actually want that coverage because it's negative. And yeah, here they are partnering with front office sports. And by the way, ESPN and front office sports are much bigger than the outlets that we are running here. We are very niche wrestling specific. Again, could we cover this stuff better? Yeah, I think we can cover a lot of things better, honestly. And I'm part of that.
Sorry, I was going to say also some of these things that we can cover better include having a lawyer on retainer and defamation money at hand just in case. We don't have that coverage. We just don't.
Yeah, I mean, like that was a thing with when accusations come out.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, I was going to say the front office sports thing. That was the irony of Brandon Thurston talking about how he and Pollock partnered with front office sports was because they knew this would open them up to potential legal scrutiny. They worked with front office sports specifically because they have something in hand that can protect Brandon and Pollock from any litigation coming from TKO, WWE, Vince McMahon, whoever, in case something in the story was wrong or they needed some coverage. When we had Tim Marchman from, at the time he was with Vice on the show, he was talking about the same thing. It's like, I have the opportunity to report on the things I do because I have coverage from a legal standpoint in case things are messed up or I need, to be protected. We don't get that because we are a small independent wrestling coverage news site. That's what we are. That's where we are.
I love Pollock and Thurston. I think Post Wrestling and specifically those two are the absolute best when it comes to this, and I think they are as fair and as balanced as anybody, and they do the research and they do their homework and everything like that. And I'm not trying to again throw them under the bus or anything here. This just is an example of like people are only going to get mad about what they want to get mad about. They didn't cover the Ricochet tweet. They didn't cover any of it. So, and I like to look at them as a compass of sorts too. Again, I'm not saying that, well, they didn't cover it, so we don't have to cover it, but you're going to be mad about us because you have some grudge against Sean, but not be mad at who I think is the best when it comes to that kind of coverage and things that should be covered in that way. So I apologize to them if it sounds like that. I'm like, well, you guys didn't cover it. We don't have to. Like, what are you guys doing? I don't care that they didn't cover it. I don't know the reasoning for not covering it. I'm sure they have a good one. Maybe they were working on actual stories and not so much of like wrestler tweets dumb shit. News at 11 every single day.
They were working on a much bigger story, as we found out.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know why they didn't cover it. I don't care why they didn't cover it. I'm not going to be mad at them for covering it. My point of that is they do great work, and we were in the same boat as them, but we're getting the slings and arrows because people dislike us and people dislike Sean. Okay, but it's all fake.
Yeah, and then there's a larger silly game at play where It is the PR tactic. It is you'll listen to the company before you'll listen to the people talking about the company. And that is one little frustrating piece we have to deal with, is that if we speak highly about the company, good. If we say anything negative or anything pointing out a controversy, it's like, well, and then the company fires back and says not true, they're going to believe the company blindly. There are a lot of people like that. And you know what? Once upon a time when I was younger, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have believed WWE over, let's say, 20 years ago, Dave or Wade Keller. Maybe I would have. But now that I know and I've gotten deeper in the game myself, like I know how important it is for these independent journalists, many of them, the credible ones, to go and do the job properly and get it right. Because otherwise, again, you open yourself up to certain scrutinies that you don't want to have to deal with. If you're a privately an independent supported journalist. Speaking of which, Delay Grat sent a super chat saying support independent journalism. Yes, good, credible, independent journalists deserve your time, your ears, and if you can, your money. 100%. It's why we push Fightful Select. It's why we push supporting our teams. We work really hard to do the things that we do. We talk about something stupid at the end of the day. We talk about professional fucking wrestling, the dumbest possible form of entertainment in the world. Our partners will say that before we ever openly admit it, but it's true. It's stupid, but it's still something people are fans of, and we want to talk about it too because there's a passionate fan base for everything, and this is one of those things. The wrestlers are stupid though.
They're all dumb as hell. Honestly,
the sooner you realize it, again, it's like people wanting like The Rock should run for president. It's like, no, he shouldn't. None of these people should run for anything of purpose in your world. I promise you. You do not want these people running anything less than the targets that CM Punk made fun of them for not managing.
Look at the position that we're in. Do you want me to cover every dumb thing Donald Trump says? He's a WWE Hall of Famer. Do you want me to cover all of that?
Like, the SEO scores would actually go through the roof, tell you that much. Put it in your notes. It's awful.
Like, all these people are stupid. And maybe they're not all stupid. They all screw up. We all screw up. We're all human. So maybe they are a good person and they mean right. Like, they probably screw up. Again, we all screw up. Like, it happens to all of us. I'm not going to cover every single little thing that all of these idiots tweet or say. If I have to, all right, that's my job, I guess. But the people who are just outraged over it's find something better to do with your time.
I've decided that I need Ryan Lambert to run for office. Because every single time he pipes up, something more interesting comes out of his mouth. And it's always like something he's done, is doing, or his partner's doing. And I'm like, every time I'm like, I need more of this. I need more of whatever this shit you're doing. Let's talk about that.
So this is the other thing is, again, it was a bad tweet by Ricochet, garbage tweet by Ricochet. And if we're going to start covering every little thing, it's like, are we covering all these dummies who are like flat earth conspiracy theorists who was the NXT wrestler who, like, I mean, there's a lot of them who say some dumb shit, but
you're gonna have to narrow this down.
I don't know, like weather conspiracies or something.
That was oh my god, fuck, she's got released. Danny Palmer.
Yeah,
she sucked because she also started the Jewish space lasers bullshit too.
Right, like, is that the stuff you want us to call these wrestlers out?
Like, they live in Florida. They live in Florida. That's all you need to know.
Like, see, to me, these are just terrible opinions. And in the case of Ricochet, terrible behavior. Yeah, they should be called out on it. And they are online. You can form your own opinion on your own social media because, as we've said, everyone has a voice when it comes to this. If you don't like it, fine. Call them out on it. Should it be covered by a wrestling news site? I don't know. I don't. In the past, again, it's something we've avoided. Not avoided it for like, oh, well, stay away from this kind of things. It's not a noteworthy thing to me in that manner until it affects their job. Then it becomes noteworthy to me. Like, if you're going to say this stuff and if you're going to say this stuff and now you're suspended or now you're fired or now you're off television, then it becomes noteworthy to me. If you issue an apology or if you double down or if you give further context or if you are asked about it and have to explain it, then it becomes noteworthy to me. If you're just going to say stupid stuff, that's every day. That's every day with you dummies.
Someone in the chat saying AEW stands to still defend Ricochet. And you know what? They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And it's okay. You know what? That the ones who are very obviously stan accounts who will not expect anything less than what they get, they will put up for everything AEW or everything WWE or everything, whatever they're standing, whatever, if they're 100% focused in and that person can do no wrong and they're on the pedestal, whatever. That are those are the people you don't need to interact with. You don't need to engage with. I'll give Brandon Thurston the one thing that I will always give him, and that is my traditional viewing of social media and how I interact. If you don't have a profile picture of your face, you are either, or you're an anime profile too, or a wrestler profile. If it's not your face, you're either under 16, over 65, and at that point, your opinions are not changing for a long time or ever. So I ain't gonna bother. So
I don't think any of these people are going to change their opinions. I don't care if they have their actual profile picture.
But I'm saying if they're under 16, over 65, not happening.
Sure. But I don't think... Again, all these people want to do is just be mad about something.
Yep.
That's it. They want to be mad about something because for some reason they look at certain people of they claim they don't care about their opinion, but then they're the first person to attack that person for giving or not giving their opinion. It's like, make up your mind. Either you don't care or you do care to the point that you are going to, that's all you're going to comment on is why this person gave this opinion or why this person didn't give an opinion at all. And I do think, I think this is the drawback of sometimes just being too online because, and this is why I try not to be online. But if, somebody like Sean is tweeting all day and then he stops tweeting. Now, Sean had he was not around. He was not tweeting much the past couple of days. And then this happened. And so people are like, well, why didn't you tweet about this? But this goes for anything. If you're online too much and then all of a sudden you're not mentioning something, there could be a very valid reason that no one knows about, but they don't actually care what that valid reason is. They'll probably think you're lying, honestly, because usually you're tweeting about stuff. Like, it doesn't take 5 seconds to send a tweet and then, oh shit, something happened in my life that's actually way more important than this, and now I need to tend to that. And so, yeah, maybe I missed this for a few hours. But if you tweet too much, people are like, well, why don't you do this? It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. They think your whole life revolves around what you're doing online. And that's not the case. It's not.
No, it's not. And again, use the block button liberally. Just because people can see it doesn't mean they deserve to interact with it. I had a baseline and I was like, if people attack me, gone. If they attack the fact that I work for the outlet that I work for, you're gone. If you don't like what I do and you've never seen anything that I do, you're gone. Like, why should you, who doesn't know me, get access to the things I say or the ability? And I get, like, Twitter's fucking stupid because now you can just screenshot it but still see the entire timeline. You just can't interact with it. So now people just cowardly take photos and, post the screenshot and say, oh, this fucking guy. It's like, I don't care. I don't need to see you being a miserable prick. I don't. So I don't. And I just block you and I move on.
I don't even think I block people because I mainly just mute people because they can still see me as a block. So, and then they think like, they've accomplished something because you've blocked them. Like, oh, look at you. You've blocked me. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to mute you because then I don't have to see you anyway. And you don't even know that you are muted. That's funnier. to me. Look, this is why
I get it. They can argue with the wall. I get it.
Yeah, sure. But like this is why I've given up on just giving opinions online. And I tweet about my cat, and I am mad about my sports teams now. I don't care to tweet about wrestling anymore.
I just tweet the dumb shit about wrestling. Yesterday was a different day because I had time.
No, people get mad about that too.
Oh, of course, that's true. Yeah, SB3 adding blocking is a healthy practice. Yes.
Hey, look, more power to you if you block. I don't begrudge anybody or like dismiss anybody who blocks people. Sure.
Just guard your mental health, man. That's all that matters. Just guard your mental health. It doesn't matter. That other person who maybe wants to say some stupid shit, they don't matter. They do not matter. So just block them and move on. And if you got to do that to wrestlers too, block them and move on. Trust me, your life will be better without it. Or unfollow them, whatever you want. It's not worth it. Shall we?
Somebody will say some dumb shit today, and that'll be
every day you're just trying not. Every day you're just trying not to be the main character on Twitter.
That's why you just should not tweet.
So unfortunate news coming out of Fightful Select yesterday, and we found out that Santos Escobar is injured, was working hurt, had been working hurt since the Royal Rumble weekend, but it was aggravated further during the Rey de Reyes, not main event, but the what was it called? The four-way.
Yeah, the final.
And, he's set to undergo surgery on Thursday for a torn tricep. Wish him the best, and hopefully he's better soon, because I remember seeing him at the Rey de Reyes four-way and just being like, something's off here. He doesn't look or act the way that I'm used to, and people were quick to be like, oh, he's sluggish, he's slow, he hates his job. And I'm like, I don't think it's that, because he's getting paid very well, and I'm sure everyone would love to be the stars of the show, but like he doesn't ever come across as that guy. Regardless, turns out he is injured. Turns out it's a little worse now, and he's going to have surgery, and hopefully he is very quick to recover, and we see him in the ring soon.
Yeah, best wishes to Santos Escobar. He was clearly not right in that match, and as many people mentioned, and I didn't know it was up. I didn't know if he got knocked loopy at some point or what happened, and it just seems like he tried to power through, did not have his best performance, and now he's going to be away for a little bit. So, but best wishes to him. He's a very talented performer, and AAA was at least a platform for him to show that off, since it seemed like they had nothing to do with him on the main roster. So hey, go to AAA and get some reps in, try to build yourself as one of the top guys there. And I do think they had plans for him to be one of the top guys there. And now, unfortunately, that's going to be delayed a little bit. But hope everything goes well. He gets surgery and he comes back healthy.
Exactly. And when he comes back, main event of WrestleMania. Sure. Him and LA Knight.
Sure.
I don't know. What else do we have to talk about? This
is actually very true. I will. But only during the playoffs. You just say during the regular season, like whatever. People have been saying stuff during the regular season. I'm like, that's fine. Playoffs, though. Playoffs, you get blocked.
What it matters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about this AEW Watch Club. Did you know, Jeremy, that there are people at WWE who are paid to watch their competitor? And they go so far as to have AEW action figures on their desk to denote what their job is. Jeremy, there are people enjoying wrestling at the sports entertainment company. This is big news. We got to talk about it.
Sure.
I love that this came out yesterday. This is not. It's not news. It's engagement at best. It's something that happens everywhere. You know what I do every Wednesday morning, Jeremy?
Sleep.
No, every Wednesday morning. I don't sleep. I never sleep. Sleep is for the weak.
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
That's right. AEW Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. TBS. Anyway, I checked the grocery flyers. You know why I check the grocery flyers?
Check the what grocery flyer? Okay, why? That sounds dumb, but sure.
I check the grocery flyers because I want to know what's on sale. Specifically, I want to know what's on sale at the 4 to 5 grocers that my local grocer will price match so that I can get the best deals. That's what this is. It's people at WWE doing some price comparison shopping. for WWE. They are AEW. They're working for WWE, doing price comparisons, content comparisons with AEW. Content. I can't speak, I promise. And trying to figure out what is working for AEW and what isn't, and reporting back to the people in charge about what this is supposed to look like and what differentiates them or what makes them better or whatever it could be. They're doing market research. They're doing research on their own brand, and it's smart. Everyone should do that. You don't think there are people at AEW watching WWE product and like just thinking what's going on there? There might be. WWE, there is. Good for them. Can't believe nobody's watching TNA though. What? Their numbers are going up week over week, Jeremy. You should be paying attention.
That's true, honestly.
You never know.
Like it's a good gig if you can get it. Can I get that gig? That's pretty sweet, honestly. Like, yeah, let me watch this. Like, it's not. I guess this is one of those things to me. Like, this is a news. Like, we don't want to cover on this. Competitor watches competitor. Okay.
They're going to sabotage them. They're going to show up with a giant tank at the Norfolk Scope next week. Tune in live to AEW Dynamite.
Like, it's film study to me. You don't think, like, the Thunder are... Oh, man, I was going to use the Nets because that's who we play tonight. Like, I actually don't think they're probably watching much footage on the Nets because Nets just kind of suck. We just got to play our game and we should win. But, like, you don't think that, like, these teams just don't watch this kind of stuff? Like, they watch the other teams play to see, like, okay, what do they do well? What do they not do well? Where can we take advantage of them? And you move on. Like, that's all this is to me. It's a good gig if you can get it. What I want to see is, like, the actual reports. Yes. That's what I want to see. I don't care that they watch this stuff because, of course, they should watch this stuff. Triple H should be watching this stuff. Tony Khan should be watching this stuff, but they're also super busy, so I understand if they're not watching this stuff. So let's see the reports of what's working for this other company, what's not working for this other company, because are those truthful? Are they lying about certain stuff? Because if that's the case, then you got a whole bigger issue of like, hey, yeah, this guy's actually not very good. They're doing this dumb thing and it's not clicking at all, when in fact, like, hey, that is the one thing that is clicking there, and that person is actually really good and is getting over it. Like, what do the reports say is what I want to know.
Well, I mean, the scouting is not new. That's what Vince used to have. What's his face? The ring announcer. Jesus Christ.
Finkel?
Yeah, he used to have Howard Finkel reading the Observer and reading the Torch and getting back to Vince with like a one-sheeter of what was going on in the different territories and what's going on in the dirt sheets, because Vince wouldn't take the time to read it himself or didn't have it. So Fink would be the guy to report on what was going on. I think Kimmel did it for a little while too. Jimmy Kimmel doing that would be fantastic. He would give like a 10-minute monologue on what's going on in the dirt sheets to Vince. That'd be great. No, but that's what it was back in the day. And now that there is another number 2 promotion behind WWE, they are investing in people who will be doing scouting reports. And like you said, Jeremy, whether or not they're accurately reporting what's going on or what they're actually seeing, or if they're doing it to placate their bosses, that is the more interesting take on the story. Not the fact that it exists. Those things should exist. You should be looking at your competitors and seeing what works and what doesn't and doing comparison reports. 100%. You should be scouting talent, which is something that happens with WWE on the indies. And they've got their people doing that. They've got Regal. They've got Gabe Sapolsky now doing a lot of that boots on the ground stuff. Tim Thatcher might be one of those people who are also actively looking at talent. And then on the AEW side, you've got Chris Hero, who's out there scouting talent. And then Tony, when he's at a show, will be looking and asking around. Like, there are people on the indies also reporting to people at AEW who's working, who's not. So it exists from the ground up. The bigger story, like you said, is what's in the notes. I just want to see the notes. And then I want someone to pay me an excruciatingly good amount of money to do that, to look at these programs and report back what's going on.
Yeah. I want to see what the actual like notes are, because are you being truthful or what you think is the truth? Are you not being truthful? Because are you giving effectively bad information at that point? And the way WWE hates criticism, I could see, them sending the AEW reports like, yeah, everything's just trash. Fans are making no reaction. Like, they got nothing good going on, and we're easily winning in every single metric,
including ticket sales, ticket prices. Good, discount them 30% just for one day.
Yeah, like I don't know how those reports work. I want to see the reports though. That's the bigger story than, hey, they watch the product. Like, well, yeah, of course they do. Somebody get the reports.
I'm curious about the reports coming out of Revolution. It's being like, did you see what they did with that syringe? Can we do that?
They had way too many one count kickouts. Everyone kicked out of a finisher at least once. There was a surprise after all these matches, so nothing actually mattered about the matches. Yeah, the crowd was into it, but they were burnt out by the end, where they weren't really into the wrestlers. They were just into like the really cool moves, and that doesn't have any lasting impact. There was way too few advertisements. They clearly don't get any money from sponsorships, and the show was also just way too long, and no one could possibly keep up for anything of that long. And Wayne Brady was the biggest star that they could get. Wayne Brady was relevant like 20 years ago. That's not really a big star. And they put him on the pre-show. We would never put our big stars on the pre-show, but that's how big of a star Wayne Brady is he had to be put on the pre-show. They were in Los Angeles, and nobody else showed up to the show. It was only Wayne Brady and the Big Boom, the Costco guys, who we're not even sure they're relevant anymore. Like, what have they done lately? They didn't have anybody else sitting front row, despite being in LA. There was no Vanessa Hudgens, who's at all of our shows. There was no people from Netflix. There was no people from Warner Brothers. Just absolutely nothing. Nobody was attending Revolution out there. They used dirty syringes.
Children were assaulted.
Yeah. So that was probably the report for Revolution.
I was here the whole time, by the way. Just my camera decided to go out.
I know.
So there you go. Yeah. We got a couple super chats. One from Ryan Lambert saying, who's getting paid in WWE to watch the NWA, OVW, CZW, and XPW? Nobody. They just call up Al and say, how are things going? And Al's like, great. Did I tell you my Hooters joke? And then they hang up the phone. Then they call William Patrick Corgan and they say, Bill, how's it doing? And they're just like, oh, it's great. We're getting ready to start the Crockett Cup. And they're like, yeah, we heard, because you guys have almost finished airing the last pay-per-view you did 3 years ago. And they call CZW, and they're just like, hey, who runs this place? And they're just
y'all
like,
still exist.
It's like, he's still in business? Yeah. And then they call XPW, and they're just like, show any dick needles lately? And they're like, yeah, next pay-per-view. And like, all right, good. And that's how they watch all these shows. Good for them. And then Henry Kiernan adding in after AEW pay-per-view seems like something happens. I think it only happens if you're really paying attention to it. Something always happens after something. It's just who rides with what.
Yeah, like, all right, they did a really good Penta and Dragon Lee match on Monday, and so people were just looking at it of like, oh, well, it's because it came after an AEW pay-per-view. Like, they were doing really good Ilya Dragunov matches every week on SmackDown. That had nothing to do with AEW. Sometimes they just actually have a good match. Explain to me the rest of that WWE show, because the last 45 minutes of that show was rough. And that main event segment was rough. So they should have done something better there. Like, I don't buy into that, oh, something always happens after an AEW pay-per-view. I think some WWE shows are just good, and some aren't so good.
Yeah. What is this in reference to?
Oh, probably me reading my report my fake AEW report that I would give to WWE.
Right. That was fine. Could you imagine?
Yeah, Joel just gets paid to say that AEW is fine. That'd be a great gig.
Don't worry about them. They're fine. What do you mean by they're fine? They're fine. You should watch. They're fine. They're like, all right, thank you. No, we don't need to talk about TNA Talk. The news was that they got a TV deal with Eurosport India, multi-year. So there you go. For those who want to watch TNA in India, Eurosport India is the new. Is it the new or the returning provider?
I don't know.
It doesn't say re-signed, so the deal continued. The continued deal starts in July 2027. Okay, there you go. First run content against across India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, the Maldives, and Afghanistan. There you go. So there's your news. There's your TNA news. The Rizzler would make a great 9th Americano. I would put that in my report.
Yeah.
Tony did not renew. That's I was waiting for this one. I was waiting for Val to pop in on this. Dad say TNA renewed. That's what Val is saying. Okay, sure. They were always big in India. Remember when they went to India, Rinka King and all that?
Jinder Mahal is gonna win the title now.
Yes. Honestly, it'd be better than who's the current TNA champion? Mike Santana. I'd watch that. I'd watch Jinder Mahal and Mike Santana. Let Steve Macklin win. Let Macklin win on at Sacrifice, and then do Jinder Mahal versus Steve Macklin for the title. Jindia, Louis says. Jesus Christ. Anyway, anything else that we need to cover from that conversation we just had about the AEW Watch Club?
Do they synchronize all of their watches to watch AEW?
I hope they do. I hope they gather in a big room and they watch it together as a family. And they get on like comfy jammies and they're just like, who's ready to watch super bloody AEW? And everyone's like, yay, I'll get the popcorn. Do they get popcorn? Is that part of the budget? No. They got an old
budget
machine.
Budget.
Well, why can't
they have to pay? They got to pay for the cable or the HBO Max subscription or whatever it is. That comes out of their pay. Come on now, WWE ain't. It sounds like a good gig until you realize WWE is just gonna force you to actually pay to do this stuff.
Nick Khan walks in, he's like, "Ooh, popcorn! Oh, what are you guys watching? Is this that wrestling shit? Ugh, good popcorn though. Who got this? Good on you, Johnson." And then he just walks out, and that's it. It's one of the Rock's, third cousins. They get to watch wrestling. Yeah. Thanks. Hold on, I got a phone call from Randy Orton. All right, so Night of Champions story from Post. Should we get into this?
Yeah, sure.
Allegedly, they were penciled in internally for June 27th. Post Wrestling learned from multiple sources, and now it seems like that date may be in question, given what's going on in Iran and the other cancellations that have been happening across sports happening in the Middle East. I believe F1 got canceled.
Yeah, F1 in April is getting moved, and Tom Brady's little flag football game got moved.
Wow, little flag football game. Show me how you really feel.
I mean, they got people in it, but I haven't seen. I only know about it because, all the Logan stuff that's happening with it. But yeah, it was. I think it's this weekend. Actually, now it's in California. It was supposed to be in Saudi though. So yeah, they've canceled or moved a couple of things.
So the Rumble happened in Riyadh, and allegedly the Night of Champions was slated to also be in Riyadh. Jeddah and Riyadh are usually the two cities in Saudi Arabia where WWE does their shows, and they hadn't actually done a show in Jeddah, according to this, since May of 2024, which was the last Night of Champions that they did in Saudi. So Riyadh seems to be the place that they're going, and there's a possibility that this show, if things haven't cleared up by July, or by June, I should say, then this quagmire takes WWE.
You were so happy to use the quagmire.
So excited to use quagmire in a non.
That's all Joel cared about for this, was just to use quagmire.
Just to prove my point. I can use it in a non-Family Guy sentence. Who else but Quagmire? Donald Trump. Anyway, and that's where we're at. Night of Champions might happen, might not. We're still a few months away, but other things have been canceled. So we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, I hope the show happens because that would mean things have gotten better over there and, you know, there isn't so much going on to where they feel comfortable enough to travel. So I feel like that would be a good sign. Look, I got friends over there. I got my best friend over there. Sammer lives over there, who's been on the show multiple times. And he's going through it right now. So I hope everything is just, everyone can just be safe as you can be in this situation. And I don't know. I'm not going to comment on the war or anything because maybe people get mad at me because I don't have an opinion or I won't give my opinion.
You got to give your analysis is what you're supposed to do.
And I hope the show happens because that means things get better. And I want things to get better because Sammer's having a tough time. And, you know, I check in with him every day and, you know, it's tough, and so I care about a lot of the stuff that's going on, you know, but I mainly care that my friend is safe.
Yeah, 100%, and we want people to be safe. We just want everyone to be able to keep doing what they're doing. So we'll leave it at that. We'll find out soon enough what the silly wrestling does when it comes to the sports washing regime, but that's where we're at. A little bit of NXT last night. That was a show that happened. Do you remember that? That was a show. They were in Houston. They did Booker T Appreciation Night. He didn't pop his dick, man, but he certainly tried to will himself into an angle.
Well, was he doing it, or he doesn't book the show?
That's the problem. He wishes he does. So
he should.
If you didn't see it, first of all, can't blame you. Second of all, they did the Booker T Appreciation Night, and Vic Joseph said nice things, and then Booker got introduced and said thank you, and some of his Reality of Wrestling people were there, and his kids were there, and his family was there for Booker T. And as he's talking, Keanu Carver comes out and he's like, "I'm going to beat his ass." And then what's his face? What's his name?
Jasper Troy.
Thank you. Jasper Troy's like, "No, we're going to do this," and that ends up being a bit of a hoss fight. And after the whole thing, first of all, on the stage are all the wrestlers just watching this go down, which is extremely awkward. And then Booker T gets the mic, and he says, Robert Stone, why do you suck at your job, and why do you book this shit? Or like, why didn't you stop this from happening? This is Houston. We don't do this here. And everyone's like, what is Booker T doing? Why is he going into business for himself? And they very quickly went to break after that. It was very awkward. I don't know what they were doing. So Booker T got his moment, and poor Robert Stone got to look like an idiot.
Is he the permanent GM now?
I said it when they announced him as interim. I said they are going to silently drop interim and do absolutely nothing to show you that he is permanent. They might do a handshake with Shawn Michaels on socials for Stand and Deliver, and then we won't talk about interim ever again.
Yeah, I thought they'd actually do like some type of segment with Shawn.
At best, you will get a video. Most likely, you will get a tweet, and that's about it.
All right.
He's done such good work here that we just want to thank him for his service. And he's
hold on. What is this voice?
That's my HBK voice. My HB shizzle.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, well, so was his voice. Have you heard it?
I thought that was like
almost crusty.
A sick John Moxley.
No, we know what John Moxley sounds like. And we want to thank him. Thank him.
That was the same voice.
No, we gotta give it a little bit lower.
No, you just did the same voice.
No, you just can't differentiate between acting. You're a terrible actor. Hasn't gotten better. Anyway.
I'm glad you're
a Jew. Thank you.
Can I say that? Is that offensive if I said that?
Not to me. I'm okay with it.
Okay. I don't know if I can I can say. I'm glad you wear glasses, Joel.
Not me.
I'm glad your eyesight is so terrible that you need glasses.
Wow, this sucks. I've been affected. I hate this.
I wear glasses too. I wear contacts.
My wife
I have
does.
glasses. I just never wear them.
I can't put things in my eyes like that. I just feel very uncomfortable doing it.
I've been doing it for a while. I've been wearing contacts since like middle school. So
old.
True. I'm gonna punch you now, though.
Well, you have to drive 8 hours to get here to do it.
Worth it.
I was gonna say, you come in, you can join us for what's the show for the one up the street? Oh my god,
I don't know.
Northern Crown. You can come to Northern Crown with me.
Who's on that show that I can get you to I can get to punch you?
Stu Grayson.
Oh, okay, yeah, he'll do it.
And Eric Stevens is also on that show.
He might do it too.
He'll whoop my ass for free.
Yeah,
I know.
Did you?
I wasn't there.
Did you do that? I was about to say, was that you or SP3? I couldn't remember.
I wish I had been able to, but that was an SP3 day, and I was like, I'm gonna step in this. You guys did great.
Yeah,
it's great.
I'll have Eric Stevens punch you, or Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson will definitely do it.
We'll see. We'll see if I end up going. I want to go to the show. It's also the week before my kid's birthday, so there's still a lot to do. We're doing a party, and my mom's coming in, and all this stuff. So I'd like to go. They've invited me to go, so if I can, I will.
Like, personally, they sent you like an invitation.
They asked if I was coming, and then in the DMs, they're like, "Hey, you want to come out?" And because we all get along here in this little Ontario wrestling circle. At least
desperate, clearly.
No, believe me, they do very well. They don't.
I know.
They don't run a large venue, but they always have a packed house, and it's so much fun because they're a different show. They're very like sports-based presentation of wrestling, and it's different. So I like what Northern Crown is doing. It's fun. It's good.
Nah, they do good work. I'm fucking with you.
I know.
I don't want them to like see this and be like, oh no, we're not gonna give them any talent now.
That's their you don't have to worry about that. Their backstage is like the brewery area, so it's very funny. They're like, we're not going to do anything backstage. I'm just like, that's understandable. I see where you're having people get ready. It's like it's not glamorous, you poor bastards. But the venue's great to them. Like, shout out to Blood Brothers Brewery. They do great.
Blood Brothers Brewery. It's a good name.
They do great work with the way the venue looks, and it's a restaurant as well, so you can buy food and you can get drinks there. And the show itself, as I'm putting it over, is very cost effective. So it's a great literally local venue for me. So it's a 5-minute bus ride down the street. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. All right. I hope you have a good time. I hope someone punches you in the face, though.
We'll see if I make it. Louis asking us about the Crockett Cup seating thoughts.
I think the 12 seed is going to win.
12 seed, okay. He did send me his rundown for NWA Power on Blue Sky. This is 250th episode. Is this true, Louis?
There's no way they have that many episodes.
The Immortals respectfully squashed Jack and Eddie in a Crockett Cup tune-up, 2.5 stars.
The Immortals?
The Immortals.
Like the ghost of Hulk Hogan and
Warrior.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. They made up at the end,
allegedly.
Yeah.
4-way tag to earn a spot for a chance at the Crockett Cup 16th seed. This is an unnecessary, convoluted stipulation.
Wait, it's a 4-way match to be the 16 seed?
Yes. So you could be the worst seed to face the
sucks.
It was won by Bam Bam Malone and Izzy James, not to be confused with It Is What It Is, Izzy Dame.
Izzy James?
Izzy James.
And
2.5 stars.
Bam Malone?
A decent promo in the back by the Page sisters, one of whom stepped in dog doo-doo. And an NWA Women's TV title match followed. Tiffany Nieves takes on newcomer Lavia. I've seen Lavia before. She's great. I do actually recommend watching her work. She's just really good. She's 19 and has something. Yeah, I saw her at oh my gosh, the wrestling show that Jody did in Toronto. The school that they have New Wave Academy in Toronto. Yeah, Lavia was on that, and she's great. I think she also did Bailey's Lodestone camp. I think she was there as part of that. So, yeah, Livia is great. Go check her out. Greta ends it early with a choke slam to a challenger. High end 2.5 stars. Thank you, Louie. And a squash match before Billy Corgan's birthday celebration. Also 2.5 stars. Hammerstone
2.5 stars.
It's a very much this is fine match. Hammerstone looks amazing against Carnage in the main event. Also 2.5 stars. So that's your weekly NWA Power update.
I mean, it's not weekly. This is the first time we've done it. Are we doing this every week?
Hey, listen, if Louis sends them, I will read them.
All right, fair.
Wait,
that's fair.
Before we get you into the play-in match, what are we doing?
Oh, wait. So they do a 4-way to potentially be the 16 seed?
This rules because it's so bad.
How?
Brother,
that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what's going on.
So they're doing like 2 4-ways to so are they doing like 2 4-ways and then those 2 teams battle to see who gets the 16 seed and then they lose in the first round?
I guess.
That sure.
Either way, we will. Yes, if you keep sending them on Tuesdays, I will read them on Wednesdays. I promise. Just tag me in the report, Louis. Oh man, Timber's adding in. Very happy for a C2 cup, not a belt, and a C2 tracksuit. They should
crack suit.
They should win the crack suits. No cup, no cup, no belt. They should be given a golden tracksuit if they win the C2. It
should be a cup of crack.
Well, that's the ancillary prize.
And you turn it into a suit.
That's right. I'm fine with that. Listen, get rid of the belts and make it a cup, and the cup gets you an opportunity at the AEW World Championship. That should be what we do moving forward. And then get a tracksuit, and it's a golden tracksuit. They get to win it every year. It's like winning the jacket at the Masters. The
gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
That's right. We get a gold tracksuit. This is what we need. King Potato, I promise you're okay. You keep bouncing back and forth on your burner and your main. It's very funny. Oh man, yeah, that's what they should do though. That's the way that the C2 should operate from now on. Give them a tracksuit.
Okay.
Tony was very excited for those tracksuits too.
Was he? I mean, he didn't give like a price or when they were going to go on sale or anything. That's what I need to know.
I'll add it to my AEW Dynasty questions thread.
You're going to get people mad at you if it's going to be your question. I'm like, why is this dork asking about tracksuits?
I'm going to ask 5 questions, and it's just going to be that. It's going to be good. So we talked about Izzy's earlier. Izzy Dane beats the shit out of Tatum Paxley and still doesn't win back the North American Women's Championship in a steel cage.
Yeah, she lost.
She did lose. She lost bad. Even though she beat the shit out of Tatum. Yeah, she beat the shit out of Tatum. Oh, okay. Tatum took so much offense. She got power bombed into the cage.
She's the baby, or she's the Tatum's the baby face, so she had to fight from underneath, man.
Beat her up so bad. And then she just had that one, like she did the fighting spirit finish where she did the hits the chair and then the cemetery drive, and that's it. Or gates or whatever she's calling it, and she retains the title. And then afterwards, she gets dragged to hell by a returning Blake Monroe.
I don't feel like they actually went to hell.
I mean, they're already there. It's
I feel like they just like went underneath the stage, right?
We don't know that. Tatum tweeted. Somehow she got her phone and tweeted, "Am I in hell?"
So her phone was already in hell, or did she wrestle with her phone in her pocket?
She was wearing pretty loose pants. I assume that she had them in her pocket.
Okay, all right.
You know, just happened to do it.
Okay.
I just love the idea of it.
I appreciate that even though like the match started outside of the ring and then they had to get in weapons and all that stuff because of course like at least there was no interference in this dumbass match. I shouldn't say dumbass match. Like it was a good match. Like, you know, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but at least there was no interference. I boosted it 3 stars just because they had no interference for a cage match. Fully expected everybody to run in.
Who would have run in for Tatum though?
I don't know. Little dolls come to life.
So are you in hell? No, you're in Houston, Texas. No offense.
Yeah, no, like maybe nobody runs in for Tatum, but like the Culling could have come there, like tried to get in, and then Tatum hits him with a chair or something. Like they don't need a reason to do interference. They don't need logic to do interference. It's a cage match. Interference already kicks logic out the window.
That's fair.
So the fact that they didn't was good for me.
Lily the doll.
Yeah. People are saying Lyra. I mean, yeah.
No, Lyra's got better things to do than show up at NXT.
No, that's true.
I already sent the Americanos. That's the best you can get this week in Houston. Why were they there? Was there any particular reason why those three were sent?
They're in Texas, like.
It's okay, just making sure.
That's all.
Okay. Ren Sinclair captures the NXT or the WWE Speed Championship because it's not an NXT title, even though it's only.
Thea Hill was robbed.
Thea Hill was robbed. She was robbed, but Ren wins it in under 5 minutes. No extra time needed. Fallon Henley's a big old loser. I think it's time for Fallon Henley to get jumped out of Fatal Attraction. Zarya takes her place because at least she wins matches by helping her other opponents win matches. Anyway, Ren getting the win was nice. It was different.
Sure, it's the speed title. I'm not gonna pretend like this speed title. Like I like Ren. I think Ren's good, but like it's a speed title.
How dare you?
It's not like there's not a whole lot of me. I love the speed matches. They're 3 minutes to 5 minutes, so it's great. It's right up my alley when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna pretend like the speed title means a whole lot. Sorry.
Did I call them Fatal Attraction? They should change their name because Fatal Influence is a much better. I guess the IP might eventually get to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of IP that might get to them, Birthright is not a name for a group that I think will stick.
I can't.
Hold on, I need to explain this to people.
Okay.
I know that Israel is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but for Jews, most of us know that there is a program for 18-year-olds up until they're in their 30s that you can go to Israel for free through a giant bursary that was given by a person who has a lot of money, and it's called Birthright. People at this point have heard about it in some way, shape, or form. Birthright is a program that exists and has existed for like almost 20 years. And the IP is such that like it's well known. So I'm surprised that they went with Birthright as the name of this group for the NXT stars.
They have the trademark on it though, don't they?
I don't know. Did we report on the trademark officially? Because I don't always get those.
I'm fairly certain I wrote that one. Let me see.
Oh man, if I'm the Bronfmans, I'm going.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they got the trademark back in February.
All right. Well, there you go. They shouldn't have.
I can't take it seriously because I equate it with Afterbirth, and
that's fair. Generational losers. Well, they won last night.
Yeah, they won last night.
Clearly, they're going the right way, I guess.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all I can think. I was like, here comes Afterbirth.
Oh, they beat Hank and Tank, former NXT tag champions.
Yeah, I remember when they won the titles.
Lexus King is Mossad. He was when he had all those shapes on his face. That was him communicating with them. Now he's got clean shaven, so he's out. You notice that he changed his hair to normal. His beard.
You're giving me too much credit for paying attention to what Lexus King does. I'm sorry.
I get it. I was watching last week and I was like, did Lexus King just clean up his beard finally? He's not relying on that wild, ugly fucking.
I do not pay that much attention to what Lexus King does.
Yeah, former Noah Tag Team Champions too, Hank and Tank Hong Kong.
Did they win the Noah? Okay.
Yeah, they did. I think they came in and won them. That's right.
They should change their name to Oki Afterbirth.
Jesus, why? Anyway, the point is, they are in the tournament, I guess, to crown the number one contenders. I don't know what this is all about. How they're going to get to the number one contendership? What's the bracket? Who's in this thing?
They don't have. I like because it's March. Like, people got to do brackets and tournaments and stuff.
Yes.
You know Tony's about to announce a tournament tonight, right?
Yes.
Get ready, everybody.
For the women's title, 100%. That's what I said on Monday. So everyone was like, what's next for Tekla? I'm like, a tournament to determine the next challenger.
They're 100% going to announce a tournament tonight because it's March. They can't call it March Madness because
they'll do Meat Madness to take on Max at the next show.
Maybe. But they're going to do a tournament, especially because like they actually have partnership with, the tournament airs on TBS and TNT and everything. So they actually have more valid reason to do it than all these other companies. But the other companies do it because, hey, March tournament. So they're 100% going to do it.
Well, Tony shouldn't do it because every time that the March Madness comes around, it preempts half of their TV.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He should be annoyed at it, which I would be if I were.
They do good viewership. They've been doing good viewership because sometimes the games air like after the tournament, and that's when, they do some of their best viewership. So, but that's why they got to double. They're doing double taping so often because they don't know when the show's gonna air since. The tournament's on, so like, yeah, this week's episode could air at 6 or it could air at midnight. We'll see.
Tune in live for AEW Collision, which is not actually live. It's just a show that we taped last week. Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on. The Owen talk usually starts around, after Dynasty, because they go into the finals at Double or Nothing. So
yeah,
I assume, like I said, April 1st is when we'll start really getting Owen talk.
Hey, you got to get through the March Madness tournament first.
Yeah. Start bringing back all the big stars. Really just Mercedes. So is there anything else from NXT that we got to talk about? Oh, there was I got to bring up the outside brawl that happened between, was it OTM and Dark States?
Yeah.
So first of all, do you remember what happened before they went to the brawl? There was a backstage with someone. It was Joe Hendry.
It was Hendry and Robert Stone, right?
Robert Stone was right next to the loading dock where this fighting was happening, and he did nothing to stop it. He didn't even notice it was happening, but the camera guy was totally able to run the corner and see what was going on. And Robert Stone, meanwhile, is a dumbass who just looked away.
Is he?
Yes.
Dame? Like, is he, though? Like, who cares if they're fighting? They're wrestlers. This is what pissed me off. And not really, but... on Monday's Raw, CM Punk punches Roman. Everybody runs down. Like, let them punch each other. They're wrestlers. Who cares? Let them fight.
Yeah, it was not good. They tossed one guy off onto a table below, and you got to watch him. You got to watch. He's like on his back, but he's like this with his arms out like this, like he's having a seizure, and it was very uncomfortable, but also very comedic because you just watch him sell, and he's like a cat who just can't move. Again, Robert Stone should have seen this and made something happen. Should have put a stop to this. Yes.
No, let them fight. It's a wrestling show. Like, hey guys, let's keep the peace.
The ring. You fight in the ring. You don't fight backstage unless it's a sanctioned backstage.
Why?
Fight. That's what you do.
No, stop it.
Finally, Sol Ruca does not capture the NXT.
Yeah, I was right about this.
Stacey Jane did retain and did it unknowingly because Zarya actually had the pin, had tossed Sol in the ring, and then Stacey just kind of flipped over onto her stomach and draped her hand over Sol, got the pin, retained the title. To her surprise, I thought JC selling on this was hilarious, by the way. It was very well done, where she was just like, "Is that the music? I won." It was really funny stuff. The match was really good though, so can't complain. Good opening match.
Yeah. I was correct about JC Jane keeping the title. I didn't think she was gonna lose it.
She should keep it forever.
That's fine. Like JC Jane's good. I like JC Jane. I assume she'll be the main roster at some point, but God knows when.
Who knows? AEW Dynamite is tonight, live from the Save Mart Center in Fresno, California. That one I know is correct.
Did you watch the World Baseball Classic Finals, Joel?
I did not, because Canada was nowhere to be found. Did Venezuela win?
Venezuela did win. That was a good game. Yeah, they were up 2-0, and then U.S. tied it in the bottom of the 8th off of a home run from Bryce Harper with 2 outs. And then Venezuela went up in the top of the 9th, And then Venezuela shut the door with the 3 straight outs in the bottom of the 9th. But yeah, that was fun. I watched all of the tournament games. I didn't get too much into the round robin play, but once the tournament portion started, I was locked in on all the games, and it was good stuff. The final games were were really good. So, but yeah, the last night's game was good for those who have asked about the World Baseball Classic.
Good for baseball. Now we can do the real baseball. March 20-something.
Yeah, it's soon. It's on Netflix with the premiere.
That's right. New York and LA?
I think San Francisco.
San Francisco and New York?
Yeah, I think that's the opening day game.
It's an interesting idea, but here we are.
Yeah.
Who's going to watch? I will. I gotta actually get some tickets for some Jays games. Take the kid, because that's something that we want to do this year. Yeah.
I did see that
Yes.
WWE correctly wants him to go to the main roster because he should be the world champion, and Evil wants to go to NXT because he knows that
he can bring his brand of bullshit to NXT and get over. Hell yeah.
He will have more fun in NXT.
Also, he's smart enough to know that if he goes to NXT, he don't have to do no traveling for the first 8 months, 9 months of his deal. Smart man. Evil should be one. I'm sure Evil's like, yeah, I'll take a pay cut if I get to just hang out in Florida. Let's go. He's got that New Japan money from the last 17,000 years, right?
I don't know how much New Japan money anybody has from the last few years.
He's a former champion. He saved all his money, right? He's got that pandemic champion money.
Yeah. I don't know how much anybody in New Japan was getting. I think that's why most of them pieced out.
Evil just knows that he would get over so much more in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Evil and Thea Hale. Let's go.
Oh, don't tease me.
Don't tease me with a good time.
Don't tease me.
Oh, Evil Hale.
Evil Hale.
It's like Fievel goes west, but worse. Thea goes east.
Anyway. I'm all for this.
Yeah, Live Glass got it right. Get paid, lay by the pool, forgot the travel. Come on.
Yeah, everybody in NXT lives in like the same neighborhood.
Yes. They all just chill out together, man. They're not all friends. They all live together. It's amazing. Everyone's like, bring back Wrestle House. That is Wrestle House. that is the complex. It is Wrestle House. All right, Dynamite tonight is in Fresno. 3 matches announced because it's a post pay-per-view. So,
everybody's hurt.
We don't know who's okay. No Holds Barred, Marina Shafir, Tony Storm. On Sunday, it was everyone's barred from ringside. Tonight, it's everyone's welcome at ringside. Do we see the return of Ronda Rousey to AEW tonight?
Sure.
Well, no holds are barred, so she will show up. Do a judo throw, and we're back to the races. Coffin match, which is, I guess, is it considered not lights out, but what's the word? Unsanctioned
event?
They called it unsanctioned originally on the presser, didn't they?
Did they? I don't know. It's a coffin match. Like,
I feel like Gabe
all
was
that stuff's unsanctioned.
Gabe or Garby, one of them was trying to call it unsanctioned.
Well, Gabe just says stuff, so
it's true. Most of it's just fuck.
Yeah, I don't think it's like unsanctioned. It's coffin match. I don't know. Yeah,
that's fair. Well, either way, we'll see. It's still happening. Gabe Kidd, Darby Allin. Darby wins. I gotta assume he's gonna start doing stuff.
Yeah, I think Darby wins, and this is the end of the feud.
That's right. The dogs are going to be fired without a job. it's gonna be
David Finley's going to regret that he didn't join Afterbirth.
Do I still have time? I regret my choices. What's funny is someone saying, will Ronda show up in Fresno? It's doubtful. She worked Inglewood last time. They were doing the Honor Club stuff. So
yeah, it feels like if it's in California, there's a shot she shows up.
More likely. Yeah, the TK says everything's going to be crazy something. It's going to be the best thing. It's going to be the greatest thing.
Right. That's like holding Triple H to it's a new era. Like, okay, they're promoting.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do some crazy stuff. Like it's AEW. They have a coffin match on this show. Like Darby's going to do some dumb shit in this match. So, yeah, they'll do some crazy stuff. But I wouldn't like put If you want to put stock into what Tony Khan says when he's promoting his show, then okay. I hope there is some crazy stuff. Again, Darby's gonna do something dumb. He's gonna do something crazy. That'll be it on there. But otherwise, like I'm not getting my hopes up of like what is crazy, you know? Like
fair.
But in the they gonna light somebody on fire finally?
In the true main event tonight, the match that should be on last, heavily promoted. Everyone should be clamoring for it. Will Ospreay takes on the star of the show, the man, the myth, the legend.
I'm Vanilla, baby.
Blake Christian.
The greatest wrestler of all time against Will Ospreay. Yes.
It's
I cannot
time.
Wait for this.
Blake Christian's going to get that big win. We're here. We're going to get the theme tonight. It's going to happen.
This is like not terrible.
Yeah, people have talked about the chance of Gina Carano showing up.
Okay. I mean, maybe it happens. Maybe.
I think there's an opportunity to corner one of them in a match.
It'd be Tony, right?
Yeah, she would corner Tony, and Tony would just be like, "What did you say about trans kids? Fuck yeah." That would be it.
Yeah, I feel like Tony would actually hate Gina Carano. So
you were in movies? Oh no, you weren't. You were supposed to be in movies.
What happened to your Star Wars career, darling?
Maybe this is something we do need.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to rule out like a Gina appearance because I do think they want to promote the fight a little bit, but we'll see if Gina shows up.
Yeah.
We'll see if Ronda shows up.
Exactly. That's the big ticket. Is Ronda going to show up? Are we working towards something at the next pay-per-view, or are we working to something else? Maybe at Wembley? Is there nothing happening? Who knows? But those are the matches that are announced for tonight. I'm sure more will be announced between now and 8:00. I'm sure 2:00 Tony will be like, got the injury report. Now I can put together these random ass matches. Brody King will get a standby match. Everyone will be okay.
See, I think that if Blake gets squashed tonight, which he shouldn't, he should win. But if he does, like I wouldn't be mad about it because Will is the star here. But people are probably going to be mad if it's like a 50-50 match and everything. But like Will's coming off a long injury, neck injury. Like, is it the worst thing in the world if it's, I don't know if it should be quite 50-50, but I do expect Will to have to fight from underneath a little bit. And, I expect it to be more competitive than maybe it should be. But there's easily a story of, Will's coming off the injury and everything. So it's not terrible if it's not a full out squash.
Yeah, exactly. 60-40. Perfect. I'll do it. 60-40, Will Ospreay 40. Yeah, Will should get 40 and it should be 60% for Vanilla Baby.
I mean, Blake Christian should just win, honestly, but I'd have Blake Christian squash Will Ospreay, and then you could really tell the story of oh man, Will is not nearly as healthy, and then Blake Christian just goes on this amazing run. He wins the Owen to earn his title shot. He wins in the main event of Wembley. He defeats MJF, and then Will Ospreay 1 year later when they return to Wembley in 2027, he's after some losses throughout the year, he gets back on track. Will wins the title. Will wins the Owen next year in 2027. Blake Christian's on a 1 year run as champion, and then we get Ospreay and Blake Christian, Wembley Stadium, 2027. That's the headlining match. And Blake Christian wins that too.
I'm for it. Let's go. I'm just waiting. Okay, I think we're good. Did we finish it? Did we get it?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we got through everything I wanted.
Okay.
Hold on. On top of the dryer.
Spaghetti. Oh.
My wife is asking where her white running shoes are.
Oh.
I think she was asking if we're still in the air. That's why. So I want to make sure. By the way, shout out to AI photos of lineups that you were not fully in.
Was it AI?
Almost positive it was. So it was She's saying that she got the ladder and checked. It looks like it was.
How short is she if she got the ladder to check to go look on top of the dryer?
You met this woman. She's not very tall. Also, we have a stack washer dryer. You know this.
I'm just picturing your wife like climbing up like a full like Jeff Hardy 20-foot ladder to get the shoes on top of the dryer.
It's a step ladder, you dick.
Your wife is great. I apologize for making fun of her.
No, it's okay. She's short. Okay.
You kind of set that one up too much. I'm sorry.
She found the shoes. That's all that matters. So
okay.
Yeah. The story for those is she 4'9". I wish. She's 3'6". Anyway, the story was that Laurinaitis put out a photo praising his appearance.
Yeah, I saw it.
And someone very quickly pointed out you used AI to fill out the photo, because the reality is the photo is really him and really a person.
Can we pull up this photo? Can you put it on screen?
I wanted to find it. I got to look for it again because Twitter went down when I started looking. So now I can go back to looking.
Yeah, put it on screen so people know what we're talking about. Yeah, okay.
He allegedly pulled the tweet, which is even dumber because now it definitely
that doesn't look good if that's the case.
There's one thing John Laurinaitis is good at. It's not looking good.
True.
John Laurinaitis AI photo. Let's see if this works. Come on, Twitter. I'm not doing that.
I haven't looked deeply enough at it, honestly, so I do not know. I just saw people like accusing him of doing this.
I don't want to give Ringside News a penny. Hold on, let's see if I can find this.
Okay.
All right, fine. I'm gonna do it. Gotta open fucking Ringside News. Please have the original photo. Come on.
This is taking way too long.
I know it is because they deleted the post, so I gotta find the stupid post, and every post that has anything is just poor quality.
Oh my gosh, Joel.
I know, right? Do you have it?
I mean, I can look for it.
Look for it because it's here. They linked to the tweet, but the tweet was deleted.
Okay, all right, hold on. I'll find it. I'll get it.
Right, find it.
You take too long.
I mean, in this case, yes, because it was taken down and you can't really find the photo all that easily.
I mean, I found it in 2 seconds.
Did you find a good quality one of it?
I found the best quality I'm gonna end up finding, I guess. Right, none of these are like great quality, unfortunately.
No, they're not. Are you sharing it?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Again, I was trying to get slightly better quality, but I just don't think it's
I got something here.
You got it? Okay.
Okay. Sorry about this, folks. It's the end of the show anyway, so what do you care? Bunch of dicks. All right, so here's the photo.
Okay.
And so apparently this person and this person are real. That is John Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
And he's signing stuff.
Yeah.
But if you look back, right there, hold on, let's see if I can.
Oh, that person's face, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a little off.
Fortunate facial situation.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah, one sec. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta do it this way.
Okay. Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. If you zoom in, you can see that.
Oh, yeah, that's like person. Blurred face. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You can tell, and like the hat, the logo's all messed up. So yeah, this is real.
Go left, camera left.
Hold on, sorry, my thing came off. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. Yeah, so this Hulkamania guy, like, who is he looking at?
Well, he's got a box of something here too going on.
Yeah, he's holding it like this too, like he's like carrying like a silver platter. Like, but who? I want to just know who he's. That's not a real Hulkamania shirt.
No, it's not.
Like you can't. Yeah, what is this? It looks like a Funko, like dysmorph Funko box.
So it looks like what happened is he took the outline, and you can do this in Photoshop, by the way. You can take the outline of a person and like the table, I guess, and this guy here. He probably and maybe these two guys are real. Yeah. And then I'm gonna zoom back out here if I can. One sec. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, so it looks like he took the table, the water bottle, and like this whole thing.
Yeah.
These guys are real. And then the rest of it got AI drew out. the back, and they just got more people and just very poorly. Like, what is this? Is that a dog?
Zoom in more.
I gotta zoom back in. Hold on. Ridiculous. Is that a hat?
Oh, I thought, that is weird.
What is this? Nothing. What is
There's
this?
Like a head.
An alien?
Behind, yeah. Yeah. All right. I see. There. Look at the far corner there.
Like this one.
No. Right. No. Don't move over. No. You. Where you were. Back shoulder with the guy in front with the leather jacket.
Oh yeah.
Other side. Yeah, and up.
Oh,
right there. Yeah. Like
another set of eyes right there.
Yeah.
An unfinished face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. This seems a little sketchy of a photo there.
So there's that, and then there was the other photo which I gotta find of him at the event, where he posted the event itself, like a top-down photo where there were more people there than were actually there. So I gotta find that one too.
I believe that.
Well, see if I can find this one. The other picture can't be found, but it's
fair. Yeah, we're all the people in the People Power shirts. That Hulkamania shirt is what seems to be giving it away. I was like, that's not a real Hulkamania shirt.
Yeah, this is.
I know these wrestling fans. They ain't buying that bootleg stuff for Hulk Hogan.
No, they're not. Anyway,
if they are at the front of a John Laurinaitis line, they got a real Hulkamania shirt, not bootleg.
Awful. Anyway, that was that. You can find the other photo in terrible quality somewhere else, but that's what you got. Left shoulder is Jericho.
Yeah, that's a rough picture. I mean, whatever. Fuck that guy, but that's a rough picture.
Well, maybe you shouldn't suck as a human being.
Yeah.
Anyway, where are we? You want to get to the end of the show?
We don't have a poll question today. That's my bad. But what was your moment of Tuesday, Joel?
Watching Tatum Paxley get the shit kicked out of her and then pulling out the victory at the very last minutes. That's what you do, baby faces, and then get dragged to hell. And the first thing you do is pull out your phone and ask, "Am I in hell?" That's just what you do. This is what we do.
I don't know. I'm exhausted. Tuesday kind of sucked. I don't have a moment of Tuesday.
World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go Venezuela.
Tuesday just sucked.
Yeah, well.
The cage, fine. The cage match, the overall cage match, it was good. Like it was a very good cage match, and I did appreciate the fact that there was no interference. So no interference in the cage match is my answer.
All right then.
We had no poll question.
What did we accomplish?
What did we accomplish today, Joel?
Social media is not real, and you should stop caping for everybody on social media. And when you say something stupid and aberrant and someone calls you on it, maybe take a step back and apologize immediately instead of doubling down. On top of that, wrestlers, we love the work you do, but we're not going to sit here and tell you that you are the smartest people alive. So don't expect it. You're dumb, and that's okay. You can be dumb. Just be very good at what you do. Be good at the job. The rest will follow.
The biggest thing we accomplished today is afterbirth.
Jesus Christ.
I'll go light. I feel like this is one of the most serious episodes I've done, and I don't appreciate my seriousness. So I'll go light on the accomplishment today.
I get it.
Tired.
I get it. Block people for spelling errors is actually a very good idea. Don't trust anyone who makes spelling errors.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeremy. I'll be blocking you next.
That's fair. I do make spelling errors.
That's true. Also, if you're in a job and you get paid to watch the competition, make sure the competition is good and then get paid even more. And then when the competition asks, "How was it?" and you're like, "It's fine." Just make sure you get paid to say it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Jeremy and SP3 talking about a lot of stuff and Dynamite. So come and join us then and leave a thumbs up on the way out. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, go enjoy your Wednesday. We'll see you in the next one.